So this is E-Vlog episode number 2. It's going to be a quick one, really. I'm in my new studio space. I'm putting it together. I'm going to get some better lighting, and hopefully everything is going to be improved overall. Today I want to talk about mindfulness. And we don't know what we're doing. We live in a very complex world, and we jump into this and that all the time. I find myself getting caught up without thinking fully, just spontaneously doing things, making random decisions, not really calculating it all the way out. Now, you might say, well, in a modern world, we have to live freely. We've got to flow, this is civilization. But I'm saying we've got more problems than we've ever had before. And it's because when we make a decision or take action on something, we're actually making repercussions to that. It reverberates, it vibrates out into the universe. Let me just give you an example of the things that we eat, because it's so controversial. Diet is one of those things that people are loath to inspect about themselves, or they're loath to change. That's why you have ever-increasing hospital incursions, bills, fatality. People go to the hospital to die. If you have that going on right now to your loved one or yourself even, and you're struggling, and I pray for your well-being, to your healing, but you've really got to sit there and take a hard look, because you're paying the price for your actions. Everything has consequences. There's reasons for things. So when it comes to our diet being the root of our health, it's the basis of our life, see? And if you're not willing to look at it, then you can't really watch a video. And this is actually why I think I don't get many views, because people find it hard to handle what I'm saying, because it makes them question so much. Well, this is the time and the age for questioning. We've got to analyze, and you got to gear yourself up some way. I want to encourage you. I want to put out the information that you have to have before it's too late, because when it's too late, you're going to be really sorry, and then you're going to suffer. So look, when it comes to diet, say if you eat something and you don't know what it's going to do to you in the long run, the accumulative effects, the side effects, then you're going to come up with a disease. But if you handle your diet in a way that's wise, that's informed and educated, and that's mindful, then you're probably going to end up maintaining your health. You're going to sustain a quality of life, as it's called. It's not just about health, because that's just a really an overused word. They use that healthcare. It's not about caring for their health. That's about making you more sick. See, the government doesn't care, because if they're making money, and their partnership with industries, and their partnership with these cabals, is what I call them. They call it what it is. It's a criminal conspiracy to keep you sick, to keep you ignorant, and the government cuts these deals. It's it's about you getting back to yourself and taking responsibility. Don't look out for the government to do it for you. Don't look out for somebody else like me to do things for you. I'm just pointing out that you got to do something for yourself. Be mindful, be aware. How are you getting sick? it's not going to be taken care of by someone. They're just going to do something to make themselves money so they can go home and have the good life. I know. I grew up with a family of doctors from day one. Day one. Alright, look, this is going to blow you away because I know what I'm talking about. The day I was born, I was actually born in the hospital, unfortunately. But immediately afterwards, I didn't stay there too long. It was just like routine for the protocol of that time of the day, which is not too much different than currently. So I was taken within, less than 24 hours. I think it was probably about less than 12 hours. I was taken home at night, toward the nighttime, and it was another hospital. So I grew up in my newborn stage and my infancy, and even beyond that. I'm not going to tell you exactly how long, but in the very beginnings, I was living in a hospital. So I know what I'm talking about. I've been surrounded by medical professionals since the very beginning. And I can read them. I know what they're about. I know what they're doing. I know how they operate. And I can't say that they're the ones that are not mindful, because they actually know what they're doing, even though it's not the highest consciousness. But look at individuals. They're not mindful because you go to a doctor and say, please help me. Well, you could have helped yourself if you really thought about it. The consequences of your actions are very easy to learn. Now, let's not just talk about the self, because I'm not here to make you more selfish than what we're normally raised up to be. Selfish and egotistical, and we're only concerned about, yours truly. No, we are concerned about everything around us because everything's connected. It's all a big circle of life. It's all the big circle connected of a web of love. It's all encompassing love that happens here on this planet. It's all life. But we put it out of balance by not understanding our actions and decisions. We're not mindful of it. So, am I still recording? I can't tell. I'm going to wrap this up because we might have technical problems. But I'm looking at the tuna industry, for example, and also, well, let's stick with one example to where it has to do with diet and seafood, if you prefer that. Even just buying a can of tuna, if you do that once a week, you're actually supporting an industry that is destroying so much life and biodiversity that it can't even be calculated. It's so enormous and horrendous. It's a huge problem just by eating that can of tuna. And I'm not talking about the dolphin safe, because that's kind of a red herring, pardon my speech, pardon the pun. That's to get your mind off really what's going on. The tuna industry, that type of fishing, slaughters everything that comes into their nets. And there's a term now for doing this in a better way. It's called sustainable fishing. So, we got to put pressure on these companies, and the most hard pressure, the most clear message that you and I and all of us can send to these industries that are doing these horrendous, horrible, terrible things to our world, our planet. The clear message comes from boycotting. It comes from saying, look, I'm not going to be part of it. I'm not colluding with this. I'm not in with the conspiracy. I'm not just making a decision and going to eat this tuna because they're going to catch it for me and slaughter everything else in the ocean, including the little baby things and the little baby sea turtles and dolphins. Yeah, they still do that. They still do that. Lots of companies do. So you got to research it. And I'm going to help you. If anyone's really interested, I'm just touching on the basics here. There's so much to cover about it, but it all is involved with being mindful, being aware that our actions have a lot of consequences. And I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but I've been doing it all my life. I've been taking this hard route, hard path, because it's really better in the long run. I feel better about myself. I have a conscience. You cannot block this out for too long. It's just going to come back to haunt you if you ignore it. And forgetting about my videos or tuning out videos like this where it's making you question and pointing out where you could get better, it's not really going to help either. Because I'm still going to be making the videos, and you knew they were there. You knew that I'm the guy that lifts up every stone and looks under, and I'm hardest on myself. I am extremely hard on myself, and that's what you need in this day and age. I mean, you really think that Anderson Cooper is out there doing this kind of research for you and putting out this kind of message? No, because he's been bought and sold. Now, do I look like Anderson Cooper to you? I don't think so. Thanks for listening, and I encourage you. I know you can do it. We can do this together. Let's stay in touch. Give me your comments, questions, rate, like, subscribe, share this with all your friends.